when was the moment that you decided, you know what, I need to start Big Data Energy? I need to start this company. You know, what was the event that allowed you to go from being, you know, in the US, we say just like a W 2 employee where you're earning that salaried income and go out and do your own thing?
Well, to be quite blunt, I started making money through just different brand deals, my LinkedIn learning courses, and I realized I was bringing in income outside of my regular job. So I'm like, shoot, I need to go find an accountant. Like, I know I'm gonna have to pay taxes on all of this later. Like, I need to get my ducks in a row. And I just didn't know anything about it. So going to my accountant, he was super helpful for me to like know what I needed to do to save enough for taxes later on and get things kind of squared away. So from there, I developed the LLC. And then Q4 of last year, 2023, was kind of like a very growth year for me. I was making like my first dollars in my business, working with all these amazing companies and brands. But it wasn't until Q4 that it really exploded for me. I was getting noticed by companies like SAP. They flew me out to New York to come to a super like tight knit event with like their top leaders, top partners, because they wanted media coverage for it. And they knew I was the person to help with that. I got asked to go to IBM Think in May. IBM flew me out to Boston to report on their event and create Instagram reels for them. So like seeing these big companies notice me is like, it still shocks me every time that they even want to work with me. But it's an amazing opportunity for me to, share cool things with my audience and also be a partner to these really cool brands that I've looked up to for a long time. So really 2024 was kind of my year of like, oh, I'm actually like making it on my own. Like my business is sustaining itself. I've hired an intern, a video editor. I have like adult big girl expenses here. And I'm like, how am I doing all of this? I have no idea.
Yeah, congrats, Jess. That is great. It sounds like clearly developing your audience, developing your social media following was part of the key to, you know, those examples that you gave, IBM flying you out, asking you to create Instagram reels and give exposure to their event. So would you recommend to data professionals, data analysts, data scientists, maybe software developers, our listeners in general, who should be creating social media content? Should everyone be? What value does it create in their career?
Yeah, I mean, at minimum, I think everybody should be active at least on LinkedIn. I know not everybody is comfortable being on camera and making Instagram reels. It's a very like vulnerable and humbling experience, especially when you first start. But I think at minimum, everybody should be on LinkedIn. There's so many professionals out there that want to connect with you, that you can learn from, that you can teach, get job opportunities from. So, being active on LinkedIn, making at least a little bit of content and engaging with other people and doing coffee chats, that is going to be just so good for your career long term. And it's just a good way to network and get your name out there. Anytime I go to a city, I'm like, oh, I know so and so there. Maybe we can meet up. Anytime I've ever needed career advice or I've been looking for a job, I've had at least a list of people that I knew I could reach out to for guidance or a potential job opportunity. So, building those connections on LinkedIn, I think is like the minimum for like a good, strong network for your career. But I would encourage anyone who's interested to take it a step further and post on other social media platforms and be more of a content creator because there's so much opportunity to start a side gig from that. And there's actually like real money with working on social media. Like it sounds silly just making these little videos and it's even cringy sometimes, especially if I have to like film in public, but it's an actual career and business that you can do on top of your 9 to 5 at whatever involvement level you want to and actually have real side income from it.